Does he look traumatized?
Did you do that?
I don't know. I guess since we did that self-defense class with him, he all of a sudden just wanted to be in the corner. You okay, kitty? Everything okay? You're like, I'm good here. It's fine. I wasn't really trying to hurt you. I just trying to make people laugh. But don't go after her or anything. Just show your self-discipline. Just kind of sitting there. All right, kitty. All right. But, you know, don't get me wrong, I do appreciate the theater. I think it's great. I would only be able to do matinee right now, though, if I did a show. It could only, and they don't really do, like, just matinee only. At least it's, like, children's theater and stuff. But I you know, at least, here's the thing about being an actor in the theater, as opposed to being, like, super famous, and I think there's a difference, is if you rearrange your entire schedule for rehearsals, you can rehearse up to 3, maybe 4 hours a night, or sometimes more, sometimes less. And you go through the whole month, you know, or 2 months, however long they run the show. After that, if you don't get the next show, depending on what they're paying you, because they might, who knows what they pay nowadays, you know. Back when I was younger, you had to have a job. If you were going to do it, you know, if you were going to make everything count, you know, like bills and stuff. And a lot of times what the actor would do is they would work like a lunch shift, and then they would show up to rehearsals, and then they would just keep it lunch shifts only, and they'd have roommates, you know, so they could make it work. But, you know, I got 3 kids, and it would have to be something substantial. And it also would have to be, now I'm not like guaranteed, you know, to lose a career per se, because all I'm really doing financially, well, that's not all your business, but, and I'll get on another subject. But what I mean is, like, time is an issue. We'll just put it that way. There's an issue with time. And if it was a matinee, and, like, let's say rehearsal started like 10 in the morning, I know it's crazy, but rehearsals were like 10 in the morning to, like, I don't know, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, even 4, then I would be okay. And that could be like an independent film situation or anything like that. That's what I have to tell people. Unless they're going to guarantee me a year worth of salary, you know, and no theater can afford that. Not even a Broadway theater could afford that, you know, on one show. Now, maybe on one show, I don't know. They might could on one show. New York is a little bit different, because a lot of times they sign contracts with movie stars and they pay them outright, and they know they're going to bring in that crowd for 3 or 4 months, and then they move on and they replace the actor. Meaning Ethan Hawke may only do True West for, you know, a season or maybe 6 months. I don't really know how long he did it for, but then it's taken over by another actor if they continue to run the show, you know, by what they call a working actor. In the movie stars, they do work, you know, they have to work. But what I mean by a working actor is a lot of times they have jobs, you know. It's hard to kind of manipulate everything, and you get to a point where you're like, well, shows really do feel good. I love kind of being in it. It's good to have artwork. But I've always been a believer in being appreciative as an artist, but not just on maybe a local level. I mean, ideally, I'd like for this show to take off. I know I have to go to Disney World, or you know, Universal is coming in 2027 to Frisco. I may move somewhere over there and vlog that quite a bit, and that would increase the views, because people want to see what Universal's like. I mean, people want to see what Walt Disney World is like on the inside. Regardless if you're a movie star or if you're just a vlogger, they'll still want to watch. They're, you know, if it's Mark Wahlberg out there videotaping the Haunted Mansion at Disney World, or if it's Adam the Woo, you know, there's a difference between the two, you know. They'll still want to watch because they want to see what's inside the Haunted Mansion. That's what they're attracted to. And then since they've watched you go through the Haunted Mansion a couple of times, then they probably might want to see you do some back road stuff maybe. Or maybe they just get used to your voice or whatever it is. Whatever the person presents whenever they're doing that attraction that gets the views. For example, if John Cusack was sitting right there, right, then this would get millions of views. But he's not. So you have to piggyback a little bit. And that goes on theater too. It goes in any type of this, in any of this medium of what's called fame. And there's a difference. You could still be a good, artful, genius actor and not be famous. You could still be an artist and just locally people know about you, but you're not super famous. You know, you can still do that. But it doesn't always satisfy everything, and it doesn't always pay all the bills. You have to worry about, you know, work and everything, depending on, you know, maybe your theater does cover all the bills. I don't know. You know, I don't know. I don't know a person's situation. You could live very cheaply, you know. It might, you know, if people come and show up, and it might pay the bills, you know, and that might be good enough. But I don't know. I mean, that's what I was wanting to talk about. It's like, regardless of your film, like, because I'm going to make one. It's going to be called A Cat Named Crook, and I'm really designing it, and I really want it to be a good movie. But would it become famous? I don't really care about, to be honest. I really want to make this little film, and my cat's in it, and these characters I've created that I'm writing right now, and then I create it. I would still do it, even though if someone said, look, it absolutely is not going to make you famous, I'd still do it because I like the process of it. I like the process of it. And if I really love the process of theater, absolutely just had to have it, then I'd be doing that right now. But I like film better. You know, I like the fact that I can manipulate the camera on where it goes. I can show what body parts of me that I want to show, you know, or what angle I want to show if I choose to. And I'm not, you know, I'm not just showing my butt in shots and things like that. But what I'm trying to say is that I can manipulate it more, and I think that's how all filmmakers are. Look at what Woody Allen did to himself, making him this kind of sex icon. But have you ever seen Woody Allen? I mean, he doesn't really look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, or, you know, the young Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, or Mark Wahlberg or whatever. You know, he's Woody Allen, but yet he still turned himself into a sex symbol. He did. He turned himself into a sex symbol. He was one. But he did that by using the camera, not necessarily in theater. I mean, he could have been kind of maybe doing stand-up and being kind of witty, you know, being kind of a witty type of, what is all of this anyway? It's like the war of wits or whatever you call it. He might have been able to do that. But he was able to do it with film. So you can manipulate how you want to be, or how you want to be perceived, more so in film than maybe you could in theater. Because in theater, you walk out on stage and that's who you are. And then I guess in film, you walk in front of this and that's who you are. I'm not showing myself right now. You're just hearing my voice. So you don't, you know, if you tuned in at this moment right now, you're like, I wonder what this dude looks like. Well, that's, you know, that's for your imagination, you know. But yeah, it's a vain world either way. Which one's more vain? You know, maybe film is. You know, maybe theater. I don't know. I'd probably say maybe film. Film is certainly a vanity kind of thing, but it's not like modeling. You know, we're still telling a story. There is some thought behind it. There is wits behind it. So it's not just, you know, one thing really. Vanity's in everything anyway. It doesn't matter what you become. You know, the whole world is vain. The whole entire world is vain. It doesn't matter if you're a postal worker or a movie star. There's still vanity in both of it in one way or another. There are some things that are just vain, or done in vain, and that's when it's just about looks or whatever. But I don't think A Cat Named Crook and what I'm doing, and you know, social media and YouTube, there is a similarity. You know, there's similarity between film and social media. There's a little bit of it in both. You can certainly make something look cinematic. And I probably may try to do that a little bit more, so that when you see A Cat Named Crook, when you see that footage, then you know for sure that, you know, you can tell, okay, this is saying that it's a film, because you got the color code down, you got the lighting, the people look, I guess, filmy, you know, cinematically, or they're acting that way or whatever. And then officially that might hold the audience attention, and then you would be known for doing that work, and eventually move your way up. And it's kind of like a loan basis. That's what Hollywood studios are like. They're kind of like almost like huge banks. And the approval has to do with your artwork. And that could be on stage or that could be in a film. And then all of a sudden you get the green light and they just say yes. And that's why Wes Anderson brothers, when they were told they could do Rocket, what was it called? Bottle Rocket, they ran out screaming because they knew that the check was approved and that they knew they would probably succeed. And I think they were from Dallas. And they proved it by doing a little short film kind of thing. Look at all that over there. But anyway, I mean, like I said, I'm still going to try to make A Cat Named Crook. I'm going to make it. And it's going to have credits, and it's going to have everything a regular movie would have, and it's going to be on this channel. And this is what this is all kind of working up to. It's kind of a letter to you to let you know that everything's, I'm planning these things and letting you know. Actors, writers, but it's not a big cast. It's maybe about 4 people or so. So it's a smaller cast. And I have to be selective because I'm going by feel. If Jerry Russell was alive today, I'd probably say I didn't like hanging out with you that much. You're kind of a grump. You told me to get lost. He got on my bad side, but he's not around, so I can't really tell him that. But you know what I mean? Like, I want to work with a group of people that want to do the work. They want to be there. And that goes for any film director or any video maker or whatever. If the actors didn't want to be there and they got that, they have that feeling, they'd have to work around that. That's a big drag. So I have to find the people that are interested in the work and they like it so that it shows when they're doing it. And then we go forward from there. The people that would be involved in it would want to do it. So it's a big ego buster because when you're doing it, or, people are saying, I approve of you. All right, next one, 736 2.6. Eight 544 1.2. Fun, fun, fun on the Autobahn. 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 Fun, Fan on the autobahn. 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 Fun on the autobahn. Fun on the autobahn. Fun on the autobahn. Fan on the autobahn. Fun on the autobahn. Fun on the autobahn. Fun on the autobahn. Fun on the autobahn. $917.5 2.7. Thing reads pretty quick. Well, it looks like another night at delivery. Be going to Discount Tire tomorrow. Looks like a little nail front left. All right, we head back. Let's see, Linda and Kitty. Vlog. I guess you could say it's over. For now. Vlog over for now. Vlog over for tonight. Right, Kitty? Watching Kitty. Watching TV. Look at that kitty. Good old Edmund. Look at that kitty. Say, are you listening, kitty? Can you are you smelling, kitty? Are you just yawning?